Hello, welcome to KYC here on Thav TV. My name is William Sabule, and I'm really excited to have you join me here on the program. Today, I'm not alone here in the studio. I have a few guests, but before we go into knowing who these guests are, in our last episode of this program, we spoke about the profile of the four front runners for the four political parties, PDP, APC, LP, and of course, NNPP. These men are vying for the presidential office of Nigeria, and we profiled them, letting you into their lives, getting to know them better. We also spoke about their manifesto mantras, what they're about, how they plan to achieve all these manifestos that they have set to, bring to Nigerians. And today on the program, we're going to talk more about these men. We're going to look into the scandals surrounding these men, controversies that is, because here in Nigeria, you hardly see a politician that doesn't have one or two things, hanging over their heads, and we're going to look over those things and with my friends. But before that time, we'll take a short break. When we come back from this short break, we're going to go into getting to know the controversies surrounding these men. Of course, also know their strongholds and make predictions concerning their possibilities in the upcoming general election. So you stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're welcome back to the show. I have my guest here with me on the program. Right here at my far right is Bright Ayoze, a telecommunication expert and a political enthusiast. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, William.
And right next to him is the beautiful Natasha Brown. Welcome, a TV host. And she's right here with me to talk about these controversies. And on my left here is Victor Sioku, our current affairs analyst. And today he joins me to also discuss here on the program. You're all welcome to the program. All right, let's look at the controversy surrounding these politicians. Like I said earlier in my intro, you hardly see a politician in Nigeria that doesn't have something hanging over their head, something they have done in the past that is still chasing them in their, pursuit. But for this program, we'll start with Atiku. And for Atiku, this is what I have on him. Atiku was implicated in an international bribery scandal along with William Jefferson and one of Atiku's wives, Jennifer Atiku Abubakar. Following rumors by pundits that Atiku was unable to visit the United States, in January 2017, the U.S. government released a statement saying it would need the consent of the politician before it can disclose the true state of his immigration status to the United States. Abubakar has publicly claimed that the true reason is that his visa is still being processed. However, in recent times, Atiku, in company with Bukola Saraki, visited the United States 2017, January 2019, with the aid of Brian Ballard. All right, that's just a small story. We know that there's a lot more. There's also the Halliburton scandal that, that was in the news for a long time. Well, even though people are no longer talking about that. But then I'm just going to leave it open to the House. Let's start with you, Natasha Brown. What do you know about the controversy surrounding this man, Atiku Abubakar?
Okay, well, I know that there are a lot more, surrounding him. But pertaining to this particular one you mentioned, even though he has tried to debunk it by traveling to America, he has traveled to the United States. I think recently, even this year, or was it last year, he went in, but in the company of others, and he was with an NGO woman or something like that, just some random white woman, and he tried to debunk it, but still. There's a lot of mystery shrouded around his immigration status. I mean, you are saying that your excuse is that your visa is still being processed for how many years? How long does it take for your visa to be processed? So there's just a lot of scandal on him. And apart from that, there's also the issue of privatization, the power sector, NEPA and all of that. So, and he has not outrightly come out to debunk any of them with concrete stance or concrete evidence to say that I didn't do this, I was not involved in this. So it leaves us to know that he has a very dodgy past and a very sketchy past. But at the end of the day, we want to still ask ourselves, which of these politicians is actually clean?
Yeah, it seems
like they all seem to have a stain on them. It seems like it's a follow-come with the office. You have to get some stain on you.
Exactly.
You can't be 100% clear. But at the end of the day, his is a lot of, has some money laundering in it as well. So it is a lot. So if you have that kind of backlog of controversy on you, how can I entrust entrust my economy to you?
Right?
When there's the avenue that you also used the public office to enrich your personal businesses. So it gives me a little bit of a setback when it comes to him to think that well, I'm not sure if you will still not use the taxpayers' money to further enrich yourself.
All right.
You know,
all
so
right.
yeah,
all
that's
right.
my fault.
But then, you know, one would also argue that Atiku has also been a businessman for many years, though. Let's not forget that. But let's have Mr. Victor react to the controversy surrounding Atiku, though.
Yeah, I like the last point you made about him being a businessman. I also want to let our viewers know, yes, politicians, we see them as thieves in our country, unfortunately, okay? But there's something striking about this man, Atiku. While he was growing up, his father never wanted him to go to school. And it was just the mom that was just pushing him. So for him to be where he is today, education has also played a part, okay? And for him, mind you, he got into customs, and yes, another big issue. We have this sentiment about custom staff that they are all thieves.
Highly corrupt.
In fact, one pastor one time mentioned that is the reason why most custom officers, they suffer heavy illnesses before they die. Okay, so but we should also understand that this man fought his way to the top. It is never easy. Yes, one might just also say that yes, he got his hands stained. I'm not the judge here, but yes, he has some things hovering around him that unfortunately for him, the masses are not. Most persons out there are not seeing him as a straightforward man.
Yeah. How about you, Bright?
Okay. Atiku Abubakar. You know, Atiku is a very. When I hear his name, all I think of is things that you see every day, even while you are growing up till now. You hear a lot of things shrouded in what do you call it now? Conspiracy theories, saying this man is heavily corrupt, and you tend to ask yourself, how is he corrupt? What has he done that why are people saying he's corrupt? But then again, that's why history is good. It's always good to research. I did a little research, as regards the whole privatization thing, and from what I saw, allegedly, right, when the privatization of I think NPA and Niger Doc happened, all right, and a few others too, because we had a lot of during Obasanjo's regime. He was the one that chaired that committee to privatization, basically. So the gist was he had SPVs, because which we have come now to know that's what they were using then. SPVs meaning special purpose vehicles. So they're like dummy companies, or like there are companies that you use for a bid, all right? You're not using it yourself. Your cronies are the ones behind that company. However, it's still yours, all right? But you have people set up in people's names, all right? So we had a few of that with Niger Doc, with NPA, all right? So the bids are being awarded to these SPVs. So that's where the technicality of the whole corruption thing come from. Because if you look at it on paper, it's not the one. It's not actually. You cannot trace it back to him. So that's why people say he's a smart politician. He's the guy that you can meet to if you want to know how to launder money, if you want to know how to. And this is all alleged. Do you understand?
So in other words, he's a slick thief.
Well, I didn't say that. Yeah. So and that's not just it. We had one of his aides that's been with him for years come out 2 months ago or last month saying bringing out audio recordings of conversations between him and Atiku Abubakar. Which Atiku has not come to debunk till now. So he challenged Atiku to deny it. None of them has come to deny it. He said, he even explained what the SPV means. He mentioned that SPV means a special purpose vehicle used for, you have to create an account with somebody else to move money around, something like that. Yeah. Festus Keyamo of the APC actually sued him on that.
Yes.
There's still no counter.
I saw that, yeah.
There's still no counter. There's still no countering on that. So What do you have to say about that?
These are some of the things we talk about. You know, Nigerian politicians, they always go scot-free, you know, without any kind of case that will, you know, jail them. Have you seen any politician being jailed for some of these allegations?
Well, yeah, a number of them have been sent to jail.
Very few.
Not many, but a number of them.
Like the ones that have to come to, the ones that will come to court that will be wearing, they will not tie themselves in stretchers and all.
Oh, that's
Dino
for health.
Dino. Even Olisa made too.
Yes, you have Dino Melai.
Very interesting.
Yeah, a number of them.
All right, let's go into our next candidate, and that will be Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's check some of the controversies surrounding the great Jagaban of Africa. For him, there are a lot of them, but let's take a few. It says illegal operation of foreign accounts. We also see appropriation of Lagos funds in buying shares in Econet. And then we see political godfatherism and hooliganism in Lagos State. And then use of bullion vans to influence elections in Lagos State. That one was the one that resonated the most. I'm sure we all remember that was back then
on
in 2015.
election day.
You know,
election morning.
2019, actually.
Yeah, 2019. All right, 2 bullion vans drove into his compound. Later on, we heard from him or some of his aides saying that the vans missed their way.
It was one of his aides that said it on TV last month or this month.
Yes, that those vans were not coming for him. They missed their way into his compound.
Nigerians are stupid.
His house literally looks like FCMB or GT.
You know.
Very interesting. But then, so these are some of the controversies that are just like you are to just talk about what you know about Bola Ahmed Tinubu as regards controversies.
Okay, I think the top of the matter is the bullion fan. Because, man, that was just so glaring. This is not just about are you going to find evidence or not. The evidence you are there, and unfortunately, but just so unfortunately, nobody has sued him about it. So, but on the other hand, we cannot just be waiting for our president to go out there and sue people. You, me, anybody can go and sue. Unfortunately, I don't know, maybe people are scared. Natasha, what's happening?
Are you
do you want to sue Jagaban? Well, do you know the signs on his payroll?
Well, I mean, that's still where this whole corruption thing comes in. My biggest reservation when it comes to that is, in Nigeria, we have always talked about impunity. The way it is, for me, it is so privately shameful to me, actually. I don't know about every other Nigerian, but I'm sure it's the same for every other Nigerian because we are faced with this plague. Whenever we go out there to other countries, we are faced with laughter. It's like we're ridiculed. Like
the dent on us. Like.
So it scares me that officers just do things with impunity. And when the citizenry ask for answers, you look at us like, I'll just say anything.
How dare you? Like that kind of thing.
How dare you, an aide, open your mouth to say that the bullion vans lost their way? Not to any layman's home, but a whole elder statesman in court, a whole kingmaker's home in court, on no other ordinary day, on election morning. And you expect Nigerians to sit docile and say, okay, you are Jagaban, and then like Bright rightly pushed me, he said to me, he has a lot of sons on his payroll, will you be able to do that? The funny thing is, I know that I'm also part of the problem as a Nigerian, because I still am not utilizing my full power as a citizen and as the employer of the man at the top tier office. We Nigerians, we always speak a lot, we talk a lot,
but no action.
But innately, we are a lot of docile people. It seems like the top tier government or the top tier officers, they have cowed Nigerians and made us to be resiliently stupid at the same time.
Interesting.
So we are speaking, I'm sorry, we are speaking a lot of speak, and we understand that these things are glaringly happening, yet I still have people that are canvassing for him, and I am shocked out of my mind.
All of this.
If on an election day, it wasn't even your election, you were bringing your man in, this kind of glaring magnitudinal problem can be put on your head, what will you not do when it is your time to come into office? That means the whole of Bodleian will be full of bullion vans, and then we can't say anything to you. And the crazier part of it is that because we cannot even hold you to the controversy attached to you, based off of the fact that you are not even yet operationally in office, what else can we have on you when you're in the top tier office? What can we say about you?
But I thought you were
How can we
admiring
hold you
him.
down? Well,
I thought you were admiring him.
no, hold on. In terms of his political sagacity and tenacity, there is something to admire about that. There's something that intrigues me.
Yeah, but of
I
course.
like power, and I try to always understand power dynamics. But when power gets you drunk and you don't care about the populace, you don't care about the larger populace out there, and come to think of everybody that has been speaking about him to say that they endorse him, every testimony they give is selfish. He did this for me.
Yeah.
He did this for my family.
He saved my
It
life.
is
He
selfish.
did that. Yeah. That
Just
kind of
because someone was able to do for you, it doesn't mean that it was for the collective good.
of course.
So there is just too much on this man. Are we going to talk about the drug trafficking issue on his head? Are we going to talk about the fact that till tomorrow we don't really know how old you are? Are we going to talk about the fact that even the University of Chicago, or however it was stated,
denied
they
it.
are saying you were not there? Are we going to even say that the alleged people you said you went to school with, they're saying, oh,
We don't know you.
they don't know you? What can we hold you? Who are you? That's the question now.
That brings
Who
that
are
brings
you?
What about the APC
So-
primaries?
so, and that
when
brings
money
me-
was just flowing everywhere.
Yeah, so that brings me to what I was going to talk about. You know, the truth is, in all of the candidates, I think the person that has the most, baggage on their head has to be Bat.
Yes.
Honestly speaking. Yeah, so one of my biggest issues with Bat, right? His identity, everything is shrouded in secrecy, lies. I don't know, maybe half truths. I don't even know how to put it, how to place it. His age, state of origin. I'm hearing that's from Osho. His age. I'm hearing that this is not his real age. His name. I'm hearing that his real name. As a matter of fact, his school, education, his early life, everything.
Where he worked.
As a matter of fact, there was one that made me wonder or ponder a bit. There was a documentary that was released during this campaign season, and they put his early life there, and they put a picture of Donald Duke, a younger version of Donald Duke as his picture. If they can steal someone else's picture of his early life, what else don't we know about his early life? Donald Duke came out to debunk to say that that's my picture. So it's not like I'm saying what it's on record. It's there. Donald Duke came out to say, why are they using my picture for that? And they took it out from their website. So my point is, if this is what we know, and it's a lot, imagine what we don't know.
Wow.
But let me ask, don't you think there's too much hate for Asiwaju?
No.
Don't you think the hatred for him?
This is not hatred.
Okay.
We're talking fact.
affecting
This is not hate
people.
now. We're talking of based on what has been allegedly said. Do you understand? Because truthfully, if they are not true, why has it not come out to say, oh, this is when I was born. This is my classmates in school. This is the school I attended. I put it to the school to confirm or say that it's not. I didn't go to this school. I can tell the school I went to, and I have my certificate to back it up.
And I can
verify it. You can put it on the verifying the website, the verified schools. You check my name there. You see my matric number. I have everything there. Why can't they come out and say the same? I'm not asking for too much. Just verify. Peterobi will say, "Go and verify." Right?
But Peterobi, not every information he has that is verifiable at the same time.
I'm not.
That is
My
right.
point is just even come out and debunk these things. And it's, people will say, okay, maybe there's some, maybe people don't like you.
But
Then back to your question about the godfatherism and the hooliganism in Lagos. So there's this school of thought that, and this is not me now. It's street sayings basically that Jagaban is a kingpin in Lagos, so to speak. All right, and that's why the area boys in Lagos can run free and run through and do anything they want to do without any problems. Look at NSAS, for instance. When NSAS happened, it was peaceful at a point. But when he saw that, the youth were overrunning his Lagos, he couldn't stand it. And again, this is street saying. This is not me saying it, right? You see, there was a lot of, there was an infiltration of thugs into the rallies.
Yeah.
Massacring people, killing people, trying to stone people bottles, and wielding sticks and all. And the police did nothing. What happened? At the end of the day, soldiers came and shot out peaceful protesters. And what did Bat say when he was interviewed? He said, what are they doing there? What characters were they? Those are the words that Bat said. It's on record. The first thing someone that has a citizen that has to say in that kind of situation is at least sympathize with people that lost their lives first. Even though you have what you're strongly leaning towards, at least sympathize with people that have lost their life, or at least ask questions of why are they shooting at peaceful protesters?
Yes.
Do you understand? But you're asking, why are they there? What characters are they? No. So for me, right, there's just a lot about him that's, it's still not sitting well. But being a political sagacious human being, or how do they put? You used to say political sagacity. He has political. Yes, I would not take that away from him because he has built men. He has made a lot of people, like the former governors of Lagos. You have the Fasholas, you have the Babajide Sanwo-Olus, you have Ambodes. These are people that came through his ranks, so you cannot take that away from him. I think one other good thing about him is he has been able to build things, and this is verifiable. Yeah. If this is verifiable, why can't we verify the other things? So that's my question. Because you can come and say, I built Lagos, I did this in Lagos, I did that in Lagos, I was on to make sure Eco Atlantic is what it is today. Yeah. These are beautiful things. Yeah. So, but the other ones we're asking you of, give us verifiable proof. That's what we're asking.
Okay, well, let's leave it there for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A lot to say about the man, though. It's not just, if you want to talk about controversies so much, if you want to talk about his politics so much, the guy is really a jagaban, I must say. All right, let's go into our next candidate, and that will be Peter Gregory Obi. For Peter Obi, we just have that of the Pandora Papers implicating him in some kind of fraud. And let me just read a bit of what that says. It says, the result of the Pandora Papers leaks, the Premium Times reported on Obi's involvement in offshore companies in tax havens such as the British Virgin Islands and Barbados. Obi appeared to have made shell companies in the 1990s with the Barbados-based Buchamp Investment Limited and UK-based Next International UK Limited being tied back to Obi and his family. This was before he held any political office in Nigeria. Further reporting showed that in 2010 as well, Obi had Access International help him set up and manage Gabriela Investments Limited, a company in the British Virgin Islands named after Obi's daughter. One of the directors was also the director of a Belize-based shell company that was issued 50,000 shares in Gabriela Investment. In 2017, Obi reorganized the company under the name PMGG Investments Limited and created a trust named the Gabriela Settlement, which became the sole shareholder in PMGG Investment Limited. Obi was not holding any political opposition at this time. So you see, not everybody is clear. Even the Peter Obi that appears to be, stainless, he has this attached to his reputation. Let's react to that, Mr. Victor. Let's start with you.
Okay, the issues here that he did not declare his assets. Those are the main issue, not whether he has a company or not. Now, before he got into power, becoming the governor of Anambra State, there were arguments, okay, that he did not declare his offshore assets, like the one you mentioned, the British Virgin Islands, in Belize. You find out that he also, yes, came out to debunk them, but I'm still surprised that the EFCC, mind you, when the information came out, the Pandora paper, when it came out, the president gave marching orders to the EFCC to go and investigate and interrogate all these persons. But unfortunately, nothing big came out of the whole.
He came out clean.
So do we blame it on the government? Do we blame it on the EFCC? Because I cannot understand why such kind of investigation came out. And okay, in the US, many people were sanctioned, but in Nigeria, still the same thing. Just like what we talked about Atiku.
Yeah.
Atiku Halliburton case. Could you believe that it was named as the highest oil scam in the US, in the history of US, as big as US? We cannot even scratch the surface when it comes about the oil exploration and exploitation in the US. But they were able to clamp those people. They've jailed them. But in Nigeria, nobody was jailed. Yeah. So it's still the same issue. We don't have those systems. Yes, information can come out, but do we even have the power, the willpower by our forces or the judge? Oh, look at what is happening with our judiciary already. So the system already is failed, and we don't even have avenues to investigate these people properly and nail them when issues like this come out.
So are you saying that Peter will be
not fully investigated as far as I'm concerned? Yes. Not fully.
Although he has come out to refute some of these claims, but though, Natasha, what do you think about the man and his controversy concerning the Pandora Papers?
He has come out to refute these controversies with what concrete evidence? Word of mouth, theory, as he always does. Speak English, and everybody is like, oh, you've done well. I think that for me, for a man that touts himself to be a very much go and verified man, I expected that because this was a big hit.
It was, yeah.
Papers came out, memos were sent out. It was a big hit. So if nothing concrete came out of this investigation, it could be either of two things. One, there was really nothing to look out for. It could be that. Secondly, it could be that you know how to play your politics well, so much so that nothing really did come out of that. So, but my biggest issue with him is, yes, he did come out to debunk it, but he said a lot of words. And it was very much theoretical, but I never saw you say, okay, these are my concrete evidences. This is why I did what I did. This is why this is what it is. This when this investigation came up, this is how I settled it. This is what I did with my lawyers for this not to be such an issue. It's still being held over him, especially not the youths here. A lot of us are clamoring for Obi because we see him as someone who is near clean. But when you come to his generation, his age grade, a lot of them do not rate him as much. Especially with this scandal. A lot of them do not rate him as much. They say he started to be this clean man that seems to have some messianic qualities, but no, he has a lot of skeletons that he needs to debunk. And until he's able to fess up to it, nobody's going to buy into the bullshit of you coming to present yourself as someone who is clean and can come on the back of a clean platform. So for me, I feel he should have done more to be able to assuage our biases toward him, to make us understand that this is not what it seems. But like I said, at the end of the day, Nigeria is a very porous country. It's a very porous country when it comes to justice being meted out to those who are meant to be handcuffed when it comes to what they have done. And because we've had this impunity happen over time, I wish he had done more. But at the end of the day, when I weigh the allegations of him alongside the other candidates, come on, I'll take him over.
Okay, sorry, let me respond to what she said. All right, I'll respond to the fact that she said he has not come out to debunk it.
No, I said he has come out to debunk
but
it.
No concrete evidence. And I disagree with that, because he mentioned that when this came out, EFCC invited him to their office. He went with all the files of the company and everything to EFCC. He made a broadcast on this. It's verifiable, you can check it, all right? And he went to EFCC, and EFCC cleared him of any wrongdoing. So let me educate a few people that may not understand.
Are you sure cleared?
Hold on, let me finish. The issue that had to do with Pandora box had to do with tax evasion, right?
Yeah.
And you know, there are two different
undeclared assets.
There are two different things. You can either have tax evasion, or you have what they call that thing now, the one like where you don't pay tax. What do you call that thing? When you don't pay your tax in the country.
Tax evasion.
Tax exemption?
There's tax exemption. So basically what he did was he set up offshore companies in tax havens. It's not a crime in itself. Do you understand?
It's not a crime in itself, but it's not upright. It's
yes,
not
morally, it is legal. It is still legal. It is legal. It's just the morality that people had issues with. Do you know, if you claim
that was the idea behind
yes.
When you say it is the morality people had issues with, that's still corruption.
It's not.
And then again,
it is not. Corruption means you make money illegally.
No.
What's corruption?
That's not. No.
This is his own personal business. His own money.
I can invest my money in a tax.
Yes. It is his personal business and his money. Remember, the story said before he became a political.
As long as you did
I
not
disagree.
declare it, that's a corrupt behavior.
No, it is not a corrupt behavior. It is not a corrupt behavior. It is not.
What are we talking about?
It is your money. You didn't steal the masses' money.
Did you declare into the political office and you did not declare?
But you did not steal the masses' money.
But you did not declare.
Nobody's talking about stealing here. Nobody's talking about stealing here.
That's corruption. When you steal people's money, when you're for something else, use it for something else. That's corruption.
Whether you stole the money or not. The issue here is...
Was there any call for asset declaration as of when he was getting into office?
Anytime you're getting into office, you have to declare your assets. Even Buhari had to do that.
Let's look at the Nigerian scenario as it were. How many times have you seen politicians declare their assets before they get into office?
Right now,
they know it is the right
No, they do. But the issue is, are they correct? Do they give you the right information? In many cases, they don't.
So authorities don't fact check what these people have declared.
That is what I'm also saying. I'm disappointed, that EFCC, among all the names that were listed from the Pandora papers, including Obi, they did not work that hard to properly investigate.
Till tomorrow.
That is my issue.
Till tomorrow, that case.
I disagree. They did.
That case is inconclusive. And you're saying
it is not. It is not. It is not. Remember, Peterobi came out himself to say it. But others did not come out.
Let's
That's the difference. Others did not come out to even talk about it.
Yeah, some persons never.
This guy has integrity because if he doesn't, yes. If he doesn't, yes. If he doesn't, if he didn't, he would not come out to himself and say and explain back to back. This is what happened. This is what happened to the money. This is where it was, and he explained that. Hold on, please. You get
just
that.
A second.
He explained everything. Period. How it happened, when it happened. In fact, at the point in time, there were claims saying that there was a property in London. That was not that he used public money or something like that to get. He brought out the receipt of when he bought that $1 million
pounds,
years ago, before he became a politician. Yeah. So this man has made his money before. What are you saying?
I think that is the issue with his mates.
Thank you,
Natasha. You find people in 60s, 70s, they don't like Peterobi.
They
don't like him. And I think the reason is because they envy the man.
Exactly.
They envy his status.
Yes. Because it's hard to make that kind of money in this country without being corrupt.
Well, you guys know me. I have a problem with our elderly. I have a special problem with them because the problems that we're facing in this country, they're the ones that cost at the end of the day.
And they're not ready to fix it.
They're not ready. So, that's my case.
Okay, you still wanted to react to some of the things
just so that we're moving ahead, but I'd like to correct something that Brian said. Half truth is not truth. When you're halfly morally right, that's not you being right. When you're halfly a man of, so to speak, integrity, that's not full-time integrity.
But it's his money.
But
hold on, Abule.
It's his money.
Bright, excuse me. My point is, you were doing your business. I have no issues with that. I mean, I love the man. I think that, like I said, even in part one, he's one of the most intelligent businessmen out there, and I respect him for that, apart from the stingy part. But the point is this: you were about to come into political office. You were asked to declare your assets, but you did not do a full disclosure. That is my problem. And Bright here said, who is apparently fully obedient, Bright here said, it's your money, it's your business. You do what you want to do with it. But no, sir. As long as you're coming into public office, you owe me to tell me everything in full detail. So if you did not give me full disclosure of even your offshore accounts, I'm sorry, my dear, that's half truth. And that's not a man of full integrity.
So remember, he said when he came out to make that broadcast or that rebuttal based on the accusation, right? He mentioned that he didn't think it was right. It was the best thing to do at the time.
Is it excusable?
Hold on, please. Hold on. Because it was not in his name. That's one. It was a family trust. So it was not his personal money to declare. He declared everything that was his personal money. He declared everything. But the offshore trust was in his family name. So he didn't think it was necessary to declare it. So how is that a bad thing?
Anyway,
and he apologized for that.
Anyway,
so what are you saying?
Right. Bright, sorry, please.
Yes.
Bright said, and at the end of the day, he did what?
He apologized because he didn't think.
Meaning, he owned up to it. He owned up. No,
that shows a man. That shows a man that has integrity.
Hold on, right.
That shows a man that has integrity.
Can agree on something.
That he has integrity.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. The fact that you apologize, that is where I will now hinge my premise on. The fact that you owned up to the fact that, yes, you did not think it wise, which apparently is still politics language anyway, just to get at us. He did not think it wise to fully disclose that because he apparently it's not his personal money, but well, you set it up. But let's leave that aside. But at the end of the day, you saw that shortfall and then you apologized for it. To an extent, I am like, okay, that's nice. This is a man that is answerable to the people. That's how it looks. Oh, yeah. But like I said, the EFCC never came out concretely.
And up to now, it's inconclusive,
to fully say we have let you off. And as long as I have not heard from their own stance, he's the only one speaking, I cannot base my conclusions on that. That's my point.
All right, thank you very much for
can I ask you a question?
We're done with Peterobi, so let's get into our last candidate for today, and that would be Rabi Musa Kwankwaso of the NNPP. Okay, he too also has some controversies surrounding him. I'm just going to read a bit of what we have of him. It says on 9th of March 2004, the Chief Judge of Kano State swore in 6-member commission of inquiry, which was held by Honorable Justice Ahmed Badamasi as chairman to inquire into the activities of Kwankwaso. So the commission commenced sitting on 19th of March 2004 and made its report available for the government to issue the white paper by November 2004 when he was indicted. In 2015, the concerned Kano State Workers and Pensioners Group filed a petition to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission claiming that Kwankwaso had broken the Kano State Pension Gratuity Law of 2007 right before leaving office earlier in 2015. According to the group, Kwankwaso had directed that pension remittances be used for housing development for supposedly intervened in a housing project to allocate houses to his associates. Ultimately, the housing allocations and alleged misappropriation of funds reached around 10 billion naira, according to the concerned Kano State Workers and Pensioners Group. On the 2nd of July, Justice Mohammed Yahya of Kano High Court had restrained the EFCC from arresting or restraining Kwankwaso in its investigation for alleged misappropriation of 10 billion naira pension funds while serving as Kano State Governor. But 2 weeks later, in June, on 16th of July 2015, the same judge in Kano High Court avoided his earlier order and granted the EFCC a judgment to enable the commission to investigate, arrest and prosecute Kwankwaso. Justice Mohammed Yahya also fined Kwankwaso 50,000 naira for time wasting. All right. So he has been alleged to have stolen up to 10 billion naira of pensions money. Quite a lot, Mr. Victor. What do you say?
Issues with our systems. I'll start with that. Now, judiciary and the security system. You find out that, okay, the workers, the Kano State Workers Pension Group or whatever, came out to say that he has 10 billion flying over his head, that he should bring out that money of pension funds. Now, what happened? He went to court. Met the same judge. The same judge that, set aside the case, also came back, called up the case, also now told the EFCC, oh yeah, come and investigate this man that you guys were looking at for, and also find him for time wasting. So I just don't understand. And at the same time, yes, mind you, this was, I think 2015.
Yes.
Okay. Just about 2021, that is 2 years ago, they still invited him. EFCC still invited him. for same investigation. My brother.
Meaning it's still ongoing.
It's still there, still hanging over him.
So are they not hired as far as I'm concerned? Okay? But yeah, in the court they say these cases can last for eternity, right? But we also have such resources. Nigeria is not America, mind you. So, but aside that, it still makes it so interesting for me that this is just the only case on his head. Look at all these people here that we have. Many of them have either minimum of 2 cases, but this particular one. But we should not also downgrade this case. If people talk about pension in this country, it makes me
emotional.
Cry.
Yeah,
Yes,
it makes me
yes.
I don't just want to hear.
How can I
lot of
work for a number of years?
30 years, 35 years, and then you retire with nothing. And then one government official is sitting on top of that money. It is sad and painful.
And for the fact that most governors now, they now target that pension.
That pension, yeah, that's what
Right, Victor, right.
I target that money to use.
I don't get it.
Because to them they feel that maybe these men or these people, these pensioners are dead, or most of them
are not dead.
That's what I'm saying.
God.
So in their head, because of these guys are corrupt people. Do you understand? So they can tag. That's why we have a lot of ghost workers. Do you understand? So when you have ghost workers, why if they can put ghost workers in the system, is it pension they cannot collect? They don't. If until you have until you have leaders that put people first, that's when we can do away with things like this. You will always have pension scam, salary scam. That's why you can have governors owing salaries for 36 months, for 24 months, for 18 months.
And we have this
and they are still
all
working.
states.
And the civil servants are still working.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
And they want to retire to the Senate.
That's where they retire to. So they don't get to worry about all this pension. And most of them, when they retire to the Senate, they stay there till they die. They don't want to relinquish that seat to anybody else. Typical of the practical case is that of Lawan. Lawan refused to leave that seat and held that seat for as long as
See, what about Abia State? The former governors, all of them are seeking for a position right now. So
in the Senate,
we have Ojo Sokalo already.
He's currently
what we should be discussing here.
He's currently chief whip.
We have Ojo Sokalo. We have TA Oji. Now,
yes.
So 3 governors want to take over.
And they will never want to relinquish that seat once they get
So
there.
back to Kwankwaso, right? Controversies around him. Apart from the whole pension scam thing, I also heard something about, it was allegedly said that I think his origin is Igbo or something like that. Yes. That but it's not confirmed that his origin is Igbo, that his great grandfather, something like that, is Igbo, but he has not been able to also respond to that. Do you understand? Saying that, because I think the whole gist was his grandfather migrated to Kano and had married wives there. They could not put Okonkwo and Sons. That was the name of his company then, or something like that. But because they could not pronounce Okonkwo and Sons, they turned it to Kwankwaso. Do you understand? So that was the whole origin. Like I said, it was just allegedly.
That is true.
Do you understand?
I mean, they've lived there all their lives.
Yes, so
I'm sure he doesn't entitled to.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Another thing I've also heard that he's also a very sectional or regional leader.
Okay, that's also showing.
That's another controversy that's also hovering around him. That he's not a unifier. Do you understand? He's not someone that if he wants to lead, he will be a unifier because he focuses more on the north.
Yeah.
So that's another controversy around him. So basically,
you wanted to say.
I think even the part where he's not a unifier, I don't think it's hidden. I think that definitely, like you said, we can see it.
Yeah.
Has it come here?
No.
I mean, he feels like he has a posture that says, if I'm with the North, I don't need any other place again. He has that kind of posture.
But that could be strategy for him. You know why? Because this election is not just about you coming first.
Right.
What if something just happens and he comes second or
and there's a
fourth?
runoff.
Not even a runoff. They go to the judiciary. All these things are wasting our time. They just go to the judiciary and get.
No, but I disagree.
Okay.
Because even though he gets all the North, he cannot win because you need to
win at least.
even though you go to judiciary at the end of the day, you still cannot win because you still need 2/3 of the country, of the entire country. So even though you, I don't know, the let's take that you get come second or come third, there will still be a need for a runoff.
Yeah.
In case, as if it goes to the maybe judiciary or there's no clear winner. Do you understand? So because you still need, that's why being section. Yes.
So
you need at least 24, 25 states, including the FCT.
No, 25% on 24 states.
Yeah,
yes.
And that's a lot. Yes. And we don't have up to that number as northern states.
Yes.
So you have to go around.
Yeah.
So outside of that, but just like Victor rightly said, I'm also someone who I am very human relations related. That's my strongest point. And every time I see a leader who has a gap in that, it tells me a lot about you. So if this, for me, I know everybody has drama on them and controversies, but this pension scam is close to my heart. Why? These are people who have served their nation. They have worked for over 35 years.
Yeah.
They're not meant to beg you for their money that they worked for.
Yeah.
And these old people are taking you to court or whatever, and they're saying that you have that 10 billion or whatsoever scam on your head, and it's dragging from 2015 to 2021. And it's still on you. And you want to come out and run for the top tier office on what moral grounds? On what bloody moral grounds? That what, you are Kwankwaso, and that you are for education, the education that even the old people who are the teachers, when they come out, you will still not pay them what is due them. So his is not light, it is weighty. Because it tells me that you don't care. You see them, you see that particular age range which you're likely even into as a dispensable age. They can go and die, you don't care.
We've heard some governors say that though.
Yes.
Openly.
So this is something we should look out for, especially us the youth. Because it's not just about, trying to say that, oh, you want to be a progressive, you want to build a progressive economy. Your antecedents will go before you. So please, it's not something we should downplay.
All right, we're going to go on a short break. Once we come back, we'll take on strongholds. Let's see what their strongholds are around the regions in Nigeria. You just stay tuned. Once we come back, we'll take on that. My country people, I know so that they're very excited to vote for the 2023 general elections when they hold on Saturday, the 25th of February 2023. Now I don't come to share some very important information with you now. When go make the voting process go seriously where. Whether you be first-time voter or old voter, you go need to locate your polling unit, because now where you go cast your vote be that to locate your polling unit, you go enter INEC website, when be voters.inecnigeria.org or cvr.inecnigeria.org. Follow the instruction where they there, and sharp your polling unit could show. Another way that to send SMS with the name of the state where you go vote from, your papa name, and the last 6 numbers where they on top of your voter identification number to these phone numbers 090-6283-0860 or 090-6283-0861. As you don't locate your polling unit, on election morning, make sure say you come out early. Go to your polling unit. When you reach there, ensure say you get there before 8:30 a.m. because now when the polling unit they open be that, by 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon, they go don't close. Within this time, they go don't register and confirm say you go fit vote for that polling unit. And now the presiding officer when they there go use your PVC take verify with the Beavers machine. With that Beavers machine, once it confirm say you go fit vote there, then you go vote. It go give you 3 ballot papers when contain all the political parties there. When you don't collect that ballot paper, so make we no forget, make we use this finger take vote, make we no use this one. And as you use this one vote, as you put out for the ballot paper, make you ensure say you no touch any of the lines when they for the box, because if you touch any of those lines, your vote no go count again. After you don't vote, make sure say as you dey fold the paper, no fold them in such a way when the ink go touch the other side of the paper, because if that one happen, it will also lead to disqualification. So make we avoid anything when go make our vote no count. My country people, a new Nigeria dey possible with you and me. All right, welcome back from that break. We're still here on the show KYC, Know Your Candidate, where we've been profiling candidates vying, the top 4 candidates vying for the 2023 general elections. And I have with me my guest here in the studio. And now we're going into another segment of the program, which we're going to talk about the strongholds of these candidates, each one of them. Victor, let me begin with you, starting with Atiku Abubakar. Which do you think are his strongest holds?
Okay, just like the editor dropped the North for us, I think the North is his stronghold. Reason because Nigeria is a religious country. Yeah. Even Yemi Osibajo, our current VP, our quiet current VP, made it known, okay, that Nigeria is a religious country, and the North will love to vote for their own brothers, just like what is happening with Peterobi in the Southeast. Okay, so but yes, I don't also see him to clinch the ticket for the whole North. I think he will do so well in Sokoto. Sokoto being a PDP state governed by Aminu Tambuwal.
So you feel that he has the strongest votes in the North?
Yes,
yes. We also have his VP being that of Okowa here in the South. Don't you think he will get some votes here?
Delta State is not a PDP state for presidential. I've been to Delta. I've done some kind of survey. There you find out that there's mad law for Peterobi in Delta. Okay. Okay. Yes, so I don't see him. Yes, he made a very tactical choice by choosing Okowa. Yeah. Financially, mind you, politics is about money. Financially, Okowa has the bag. Remember, it was between him and Wike. And right now, I know he'll be very happy that he never chose Wike, because look at what is happening between him and Wike. Just imagine them becoming president and Wike becoming VP. So yes, he made a very cool choice, no two ways about that. But I think he will do better in the North, or even the North Central, than Delta State, or even when you even mention Edo State, you find that even Edo, the other day, Oshomole went for a campaign, and everybody on the street were shouting Obi. Okay, but yes, it's not. Well, we are just almost there, but I think that for the North, that is a strong hold. But that maybe when we get to Ashewaju, then I talk further.
Okay, all right, thank you, Bright. What do you say?
Okay, so like you rightly said, this election will really, a large chunk will be dependent on religion ties and ethnicity. Yeah, a large chunk will ride on those elements, right? Atiku will do very well in the North. All right, because right now, out of all the candidates, I think him and Kwankwaso that are the northern guys spearheading or being the presidential candidates. And Kwankwaso will do very well also. But you see Atiku, right? He will do well in the northeast. He will also do well in the northwest. Before now, PDP used to have very good stronghold in the southeast and south, right? But they might struggle a bit in the southeast and south because of the new guy on the block, Peterobi. Yeah, they might struggle a bit with that. All right. However, don't count Atiku out. Don't count Atiku out. Rather, he will do well in the north. Will he be able to get enough votes to now win the election? That's another case. Do you understand? But will he do well in the north? I think he will, because PDP has structure.
I'd like to get your take.
Right, structure. Okay, so for me, I actually do think that Atiku will do average in the north.
Okay.
That is my prediction. I think Kwankwaso has more popularity and more preference over him in the north. And Kwankwaso, I mean, he's even already taken the two biggest states, or one of the
KKKs.
Yeah. I mean, he has that in the bag. Yeah. So I think Atiku will struggle in that. Then also, like Victor rightly said, the person he chose to flank him, the person he chose to come in as vice, that was tactical. But it won't carry as much weight. I know that if that decision had gone the other way around, where Wike was actually his running mate, he would have had the South in the bag.
Of course.
LP, Labour Party would have struggled a whole lot. But now that Wike is not in the bag, Okowa is also not a very popular popular candidate that is received by the South. He doesn't carry that much clout and weight, so they will still struggle in the South. So yes, that's my prediction for this guy Atiku. He will do averagely well in the northern region, but with the South he will also really struggle.
How about the Southwest?
The Southwest
For Atiku?
Maybe
The Southwest,
maybe Osun State. Maybe Osun State. Maybe Osun State because of Adeleke. And look at what just happened. Look at what just happened. Yes, he's still in court.
He's still struggling.
Okay. But for the fact that Adeleke got half of the vote, let's just, at the end of the day, anything that happened, we find out that it was almost 50-50. So for the fact that he got about that, I think
he's able to.
It might just work.
He would also do well. He would also do, I think, in Kwara too. Because you know you have Saraki, you've got Saraki elements. I think Atiku will do well in Kwara. So we have pockets of spaces like that where PDP will do well because for over the years.
An APC state though.
Yes, I know. Kwara is an APC state.
But he still has a strong man that is very popular as well in Kwara.
Yes, it's popular in Kwara. Saraki is a popular man in Kwara, so that should count for something there.
All right, we're going to go into our next candidate and let's take on Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. So, our producer put it as Kano, Kaduna being his, stronghold, those two states. So, Mr. Victor, do you agree?
100. 100. He's a tough guy. When you start from him being the minister in 2003 to 2007, Minister of Defense, then he moved on to become governor. He didn't get it the next time, but he got it again, then moved to the Senate. My brother, he's a tough guy, no two ways about that. The Kwankwaso, the fire is too much over there in Kaduna and in Kano. Yes, those are his two strong holds, but he might just suffer a hard one in Kaduna because of El-Rufai. Okay?
That one is a die-hard fan of the APC.
Sorry, so can I help you? Okay. So I think Kaduna might be a very, very tricky state and that we should all look out for. The reason being that Kwankwaso movement has a very strong hold in Kaduna.
Okay.
El-Rufai has a strong hold in Kaduna. So that will give APC another outlet, right? We also have Baba Ahmed Dati, the running mate of Peterobi. Also from Kaduna. So it's going to be like a battleground.
So they would divide the.
Do you understand? So that's something we should actually look out for. So I'm not predicting any outright.
No, but that is even dicey.
Okay.
The only premise that he has right now in the north, so to speak, is based on the change movement and the sentiments with the Labour Party.
Can I tell you something?
But when it comes to the Northerners accepting him as one that we want to stand for.
Sorry, let me say something.
Not there.
Let me say something.
Okay, when you're done.
Have you heard of the Southern Kaduna people?
Yes, we have.
Do you know they're a block in Kaduna State? Do you realize that? And they've been the ones that suffer the most herdsmen crisis in the last 8 years.
Yeah. But they're not the ones that deliver you. They're not the ones that deliver the numbers, actually.
Hold on, let me finish. Remember, I did not say that one person will win it outrightly. I'm saying the votes will be a battleground. So if, for instance, Dati or Labour Party can win Southern Kaduna votes, that's a large chunk from what normally happens with Kaduna State. Because before now, let me give you an example. When Buhari was contesting, right? Kaduna State gave Buhari, I think, was it 3 million votes or 5 million? There are about 3 million, over 3 million votes. Do you understand? Kaduna alone. So in this kind of situation, let's take, for instance, you have 1 million Southern Kadunans and 1 million goes out of that vote. Is that a large chunk? That's a large chunk that will count for something.
But now, let me shock you.
Tell me.
Dati was one time a senator.
Good.
Even with all his clout, his popularity, and in quotes, he did not come back. He was given a bloody nose.
Yes.
So, are you not telling me that? Just imagine, personally, I think, yes, he's a good man. He has his pedigree and all that.
Yes.
But I don't see him as a powerful running.
No, he's not.
But don't forget that there's a Peterobi effect in that mix.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I remember
selling him that him selling Peterobi.
So I remember that Peterobi and Dati campaign in Southern Kaduna. No running president has done that in a very long time.
No, if it's about penetration, we know that.
So you need to exactly. So you need to understand that. And these son of them are mostly Christians. Remember, we said there will be a lot of religious and ethnic lines to this.
Oh, even one more thing.
Yes.
One more thing I would like to throw into that mix that is going to divide and determine a lot of the outcomes from this election is actually emotions and sentiments.
Yes.
Lord, that's
So we have
playing
religion
out,
on one hand,
Yes.
we have ethnicity on one hand, and we have emotions and sentiments on.
the
And
other
that
one.
is the third one. Which one is that?
Vote buying.
Oh yeah.
Play a big one. Yeah.
And then we have the government fighting it off by every means. Of course, the monetary policy has seriously affected most Nigerians, and we're still in that state up till now. One day to the election. You wanted to add something?
Yes, I wanted to add something. You know, I think Victor mentioned something about the rallies that Kwankwaso has held in Kano and Kaduna. I'd like to remind us that rallies don't make votes.
Neither
they don't.
neither does social media noise.
Okay,
Yes.
I know where you're going to, but
Neither does
I will not
social
indulge you yet.
And
let me explain to you why I said that is. If you remember, 2015 or 2019 when Atiku contested against Buhari. When Atiku did a rally or did a campaign in Kano, everybody was shocked. True or false?
True.
Everybody, because that campaign, I think, was one of the biggest I've seen in my life.
Was massive.
It was massive. But guess what happened on election day?
The turnout was
The turnout, I think, PDP didn't even get 25% in Kano. Do you know what that means? So we should also be.
No, but with that, we already knew that Buhari had there was a lot of Say Baba movement. Yes. There was a lot of Say Baba movement.
Yes, that's why I want to also counter you.
Okay.
Because
Good.
back then, you could see the crowd following Buhari. And it also worked for him. Even the last election, you even saw the crowd, even with the hunger, which is also happening right now. People don't even care. They are still following the APC wagon. Okay? Crowd still plays their point. But I will, if you give me some time. Now, last election, Buhari won by almost 5 million. 15 million to Buhari, 10 million to Atiku. Okay, and mind you, are just not. But what then happened? Now, coming down to, let me just make this a quick one. In Rivers State, you find out that when Obi came, the crowd was just too scanty. I must tell you that.
Yeah, it was.
Fair enough.
When it came where?
When he came to
When he
Rivers
came to
State,
do his
the campaign,
Rivers State campaign,
it was just so scanty. And look at Tinubu coming to Rivers State, and the crowd was more than Peterobi. But what does that also tell you? It tells you that it is so clear that APC cannot win. My 2 cents. Let me still keep it to myself. Okay?
Your opinion, yeah.
Yes. APC cannot win Rivers State. Okay?
A lot of people will argue that, though.
Yes,
due
but-
to the current happenings
But
around the state.
yeah, I know what the governor is doing, but oh come on, go to the street. But another thing can still happen.
Yeah,
If vote buying happens.
Yeah,
Right.
it will go. Yeah, it will
This
change
this
it.
has been the most unpredictable
Election year, I can tell you that.
actually.
Even
I'm really looking forward to
Forward
this
to it,
because
the
it's going to be, you know, a lot different than
Yeah,
what
it
it
will
would,
be.
and it would change our electionary process or history forever.
It will
Yes,
even
because
change the
the
dynamics
dynamics-
of politicking.
It's already-
Yes, because
happening.
even the campaign season was
Yeah,
different.
was very
We didn't have
different.
people going to look for corn to roast. We didn't have people going to sit down with children to go and eat.
Or buy bonds
pap,
to
yeah.
eat.
We didn't have.
But I
First ladies going to-
because if you check,
Yeah.
these politicians are going out to campaign now. They want to get your vote. So
Because-
they just have two options.
yeah.
Talk to these people to vote for me, or I pay you.
That's
Straight
it.
up.
Because now you
Straight
can
up.
no longer manipulate it by stealing ballot boxes and all of that. It will be useless. To be a useless effort. So it's better you speak to the voters, let them buy into your idea and come out and vote for you. Else you get nothing.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's take on our next candidate, and that will be Peter Gregory OB. Well, it's been estimated.
The man of the moment.
Yes, one
The
of
man
the
that
most
doesn't
popular
like-
candidates.
Come on, don't do that. You can't put that
But
on
of
me.
course,
I love him.
I don't think Natasha has anything against him though.
Thank
But
you.
then for him, it's been predicted that his strongest hold will be the southeast and the south. So why not the north?
North Central. Yeah, the producer has done his thing, but I think the North Central he should do well because we have like Abuja. Abuja is to me it's no man's land. Everybody is there.
Yeah.
Okay, and we also have Benue State.
True.
And already the governor of Benue State is fully backing him. Okay, Kogi is an APC state too.
Right. Through
He will struggle. He might struggle in Kogi.
Well,
He might struggle
it
in
is
Kogi.
believed that Peterobi is going to get votes from every state, but to the level or to how much vote he gets,
The 25% is
not
not
the
It's not the-
yes. And then again, you mentioned you were talking about some part of the north. How about the southwest, Lagos in particular? What do you say, right?
Okay. So Lagos, right? Lagos might shock a lot of people.
For
Lagos,
the LP.
Yes, Lagos might shock a lot of people because people are really underestimating LP in Lagos. Because they say, oh, it's city boy state.
Yeah.
It's city boy state. Yes, no doubt city boy state. But do you know the number of non-indigents that stay in Lagos?
Yeah.
Do you know the number of
Easterners.
Easterners that stay in Lagos? You'll be shocked to know. Why I'm saying that is this. The reason why Lagos could deliver for APC last year was because of violence and intimidation. A lot of people did not come out to vote. Do you understand? But this year will be different. It will be different because, for instance, there are local governments right now in Lagos State that you have, over 50% or at least 50% of people that are non-indigents. You know what that means? Like Alimosho local government, for instance, in Lagos, which is the biggest local government in Lagos, houses a lot of non-indigents. And I'm not saying that all the non-indigents will vote for Obi. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that he has a strong chance in Lagos. He may not win Lagos outrightly, but if Obi gets 40% of Lagos, trust me,
something.
that's something. Because Lagos on its own might give you up to maybe 6 million votes.
Yes.
So if they have 6 million votes and Obi gets maybe out of 6 million, he gets 2 million votes, 2.5 million votes. Trust me, in the grand scheme of things, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Do you understand?
All right,
then another thing is for Peterobi, he will do well in the south, definitely do well in the south. That's a no-brainer. Nobody's going to get 25% in the southeast.
I could say that for the southeast, you mentioned the southeast.
Yes.
We've had reports where we had the leaders of IPOP coming out to say people should sit at home.
They should
They
should wait. They should come on Saturday and see what will happen.
No, Saturday
They should come out. Saturday they will be surprised.
That day,
Saturday is a public holiday for everybody.
No,
Just watch and see. Another thing is North Central also. People are underestimating Peterobi's reach in North Central.
Oh, really?
Plateau State is another state that we should watch out for LP. All right? They are not making a lot of noise, but we have predominantly Christians in Plateau State. And remember, like I said, religion play a very big role in this. Adamawa State, we have a good Christian bloc in Adamawa State. Remember, we have Babachir Lawal that's supporting Peterobi right now. He was a big chieftain in APC that left APC. We also have Borno State. We have a large chunk of Christians in Borno State. Don't think for a moment that if everything goes free and fair, which is what we're hoping for. If everything goes free and fair, Peterobi will have a very good chance.
Okay. Natasha, do you agree that Peterobi is going to win the southeastern state outrightly?
Southeastern, yes. I mean, he's one of them already. So I think a number of them will come out. I mean, when I saw that a whole Alaba market shut down for him, I'm like, okay, an Igbo man did this for you. There's something happening. So there is that whole trader movement on him already. Businessmen are like, we want you in there because he's pro them and they're pro him. But for the South, I don't know. I think he will struggle as well. I think he will struggle.
There'll be a split in South.
But he will split the votes.
It's not that he's not going to get, but not enough.
But he will struggle. But like I always say, right now, like I threw in the third determining factor, the movement for change and emotions. The reason a majority of Nigerians came out this year or last year or in the years
leading up to this one.
Leading up to this was because
You're tired.
95% of Nigerians are tired.
We're tired.
From the top to the bottom. It hits everybody. I know one of my friends personally, a man of means, great means. The day this man complained to me and said, my wealth is half. What is happening? Why? Foreign exchange, dollar problem, naira problem, inflation. He's like, what is going on? So APC robbed off a lot of people the bad way. So right now, a lot of people are saying, where is forward thinking and where will favor us rightly? Especially for a businessman that does not have access to Aso Rock just yet. They need to know that man that is forward thinking and business oriented, and this is the guy for them. Do you get what I mean? So based on that.
No, we'll come to you, Victor.
Based on that, he will have a lot of turnout, but at the end of the day, people, irrespective of the change movement, people are still steeped in the party I am familiar with.
Oh, that's also happening.
It will play a huge
That's
role.
also happening.
So in the rural areas.
Right. And those are the people who always come out en masse to vote. Grassroots. And that is where what Victor said, vote buying comes in, bro. Vote buying, because once you enter those inner caucus places, those
once they show them the picture in their meeting, that this is the logo you supposed to vote for, that's the end.
That tactic. So for me, Peterobi has a lot of chance, especially with enlightened folks and a lot of people who are so enlightened, who are just, I'm tired. Where are we supposed to go? Who look like saying, go help my carpentry business? Now, Peterobi, I will give him my vote.
All right, Peterobi has done his bits. All right, Victor, you wanted to add as regards Peterobi,
Yes, for the Southeast, I think he has some issues with the Southeast because the traditional rulers, the top men in the Southeast have not come out to support
But Igbo leaders have endorsed
They've endorsed
Well, that's for
Hanese.
Yes.
There's
What about
the traditional rulers.
No. Hanese are just one.
Okay.
Let me not even go down to the Igbo problems now, okay? Now, you know Atoeze. Atoeze is the speaker for the Igbos.
He's not.
No, Atoeze.
He's not.
In Imo State,
He
Atoeze.
doesn't have the same clout that he used to have.
No, he does now.
Actually,
Till tomorrow, they are still going there. In fact, if you mention the top richest Igbo men,
He's a rich man.
nobody's
Nobody's
so with their riches, they do many things with the riches now. You see, the other day they were showing him. He was giving out. He was okay. You watched it, man.
You should know something about the Igbos. If you don't know anything about Igbos, know something about the Igbos. The Igbos.
Thank
you very much.
You understand that.
Thank you very much.
But
Please translate for people that don't understand.
okay, Igbos don't have kings. Yeah.
Yes. So Igbos don't have a king. What that means is Igbos have a mind of their own.
Yeah.
It's hard to see Igbos do head mentality. They will first of all process that thing and see that will it favor me first
As an
individual. Before I say, let me just follow because I want to follow because my party man. And that's why you can see that you don't see a lot of Igbo men even endorsing him. A lot of Igbo chieftains, which is, it could be a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
It can be a blessing and a curse. Because at the end of the day, if he wins, he can say this was a strictly youth-led movement. He cannot say it was the Igbo leaders that helped me. Do you understand?
Anyway.
So yes, he stands a big chance in Igbo. Bar any Igbo leader right now. Trust me.
Oh man, I don't want to.
Do you
go
still
there.
want to add?
Okay. You know Ibere. Ibere itself.
Okay.
Ibere itself, where Ojos Okalo hails from, the former governor of Abia State. He's vying for senatorial seats, no two ways about that. But you see, that particular area where you have Item, Isukwato, yes, they'll be screaming Obi, but on that day, on that election day, these guys are mad politicians. They can overturn things and you just be shocked that senatorial zone, which you know that obedience are plenty there. Things will just change. But let me not just go into that.
Let's leave it at that because we already have established that Peter will be has a stronghold here in the southeast, south. We believe that, and some part of the north. And if the aspirants were going to vote, we would have said, oh yes, that should have been one of his stronghold. But that's not happening. So, well, the last candidate will be Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's look at his stronghold, which is the southwest. According to our producer, I said southwest. Right? Do you agree?
I 100% agree.
Okay.
Yeah, because Tinubu will sweep the southwest. Yes, APC will sweep the southwest, regardless of what's happening. All right. Yes, there might be pockets of votes here and there for other candidates like PDP, because of the structure. PDP will get votes in maybe Kwara, maybe in Oshun because of their governor. Have here and there, but majority will stick to BAT. All right. However, Lagos is my own concern for BAT. All right, Lagos itself.
But other
Lagos will win
states.
Ogun State, will win. BAT will win Ogun State, win Oyo State, probably win. Which other southwest? You have Ekiti, you have Ondo. You probably do well, win all those states, right?
And all the rest, yeah.
But Lagos, which is the major, because truthfully, Ondo, Ekiti, and Ogun put together, not Ogun now, I think one of that state put together is not up to Lagos. So Lagos will be the main battleground. Do you understand? Lagos will have the chunk of the vote, Lagos, Oyo, and Ogun. That's where he'll be looking at to at least consolidate. Do you understand? Okay. So I'm foreseeing that he will sweep the southwest, but Lagos might be a challenge.
How about the north though?
Yeah, because of the virtue of APC, Buhari has endorsed him. And then you have Shetima.
He's running with Shetima from Buhari.
Shetima doesn't have so much clout. Yeah. We should understand that Shetima doesn't have so much clout in the north. Maybe in Borno, yes.
Even with the controversies.
Yes.
Yeah. If we were going to look at the BPs, Shetima would have had the highest controversies surrounding him.
He doesn't have the much clout people think he has. Maybe if they want to do maybe violence and intimidation, maybe he might have clout. Do you understand? This is not my opinion now, though, right? However, Bruno might do well, but because of the Buhari factor, it might do well in the north.
Okay.
It might do well. It may not be excellent, but at least it will pick up votes in the north.
Okay. Then down here in the south, Victor, I'm going to come to you for that one. It's been predicted that Tinubu is going to win Rivers State. How so?
I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening.
Very difficult.
Yeah. Yes.
He might get 25%, but he might not.
The writing on the wall is saying that Wike is supporting him, but is he even supporting him? Has he even made the announcement by himself? That's what. Okay. Yes, he has delegated his members, his team, his supporters. Remember his SAs. Yeah. he includes 200,000 SAs, which I know is not up to 200,000. Okay. So, but we should also note that Port Harcourt and its environ have non-indigenous, okay, and these non-indigenous majority are the Igbos that support Peterobi. Yeah, but you see, inside Ahoda East, inside Opakre, all those people, they will just go and meet their leader. Their leader will tell them who they will vote.
Yeah. Straight up.
Okay, interesting. Natasha, what do you say to it?
I very much agree with my two counterparts. Okay. Lagos definitely will be quite divided, but I know without a shadow of doubt, Lagos is APC. No matter what change movement we're moving on, Lagos is
APC.
If I will be 100%, like I will be shocked and gobsmacked and my jaw will drop. If BAT misses Lagos, then I will know that the sky's the limit for Nigeria. Because this man and Lagos, it's like a hand-in-glove type of thing. He has a number of the grassroots people in his pocket already.
Very true. Very true.
So it's going to be really difficult for these other guys to get proper numbers. I'm not even talking about the chance of winning now. Just to even get a large chunk, a sizable chunk is going to be very difficult.
All right. It's clear that we've been able to deal with the strongholds of these four candidates. Next, let's go into predictions. Let's see their wins and let's try to check who is winning and who is not winning. So Victor, I'm going to come to you. What are your predictions? Let's start with the big dogs. All right, so Peter Obi, do you see him winning? In all honesty, forget about the social media, buzz and everything about Peterobi. He's one of the most liked candidates. But in Nigeria's current political scope, do you see him winning?
No, I don't see him winning. I'm his. One might call me his supporter, but I don't see him winning. I think he might just make it to second position.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. All right, let me come to you. Do you see Peterobi winning?
Okay. I see Peterobi winning on one condition, on a premise. If there's a high voter turnout.
Okay.
If we have at least 80% of registered voters come out to vote, I see him winning. However, if there's low voter turnout, which may be caused by voter apathy based on intimidation, violence, vote buying, and stuff like that, yes, there maybe some other candidate might win. All right, but do I see him winning on the first ballot? I don't know. It's still a bit, dicey, because for my own predictions and route to winning, based on number of states and number of percentage you need to win, I foresee that there may be a runoff.
Okay, interesting.
That's what I'm thinking.
Natasha, what's your opinion?
I think it's going to be a drag for him. I think it's going to really be a drag for him. There's a lot of light on him. There's a lot of positivity around him. In fact, there's a lot of clamor for him, even from foreign counterparts and all that. But it's going to be a drag. It will not be a landslide for him. It will be difficult. It will be tough. Yeah. I definitely predict him for number 2. But if he comes out as number 1,
that would be the miracle of the century.
But I very much predict him for number 2 and 3, because really, these two guys here, they might not be so popular on social media, but on ground.
They have presence. Yeah.
They have boots on ground.
All right. So, how about Kwankwaso? Do you see him winning?
No.
My brother. Yes, I understand the producer added Kwankwaso to this law, but I would have even
said that should have been
wanted us to
the top 4.
Put a lady there, so that it will balance the whole thing.
I actually have a school of thought.
Okay.
Right? Kwankwaso is a dark horse in this race. No. Is it dark horse? Is that a word now? I don't think. Okay, not dark horse, but he will be a deciding factor in this race.
Okay.
Because of the North.
Yes.
Because the North usually.
It's going to be sharing in their numbers.
Thank you.
Let's not forget that it has also been said that Peterobi is indirectly working for the APC, in the sense that because he chose to run, he's going to actually affect the votes that would have gone straight up to the PDP.
Good.
So he's going to break it down and make Tinubu clinch more votes in states that he has won to his favor, where Peterobi does not have a say. But he has a say in that of PDP states.
Okay, but that's still theoretical.
Yeah,
do you understand? That's still theoretical because it's not been proven.
Yeah.
All right. Until this election comes, we don't know a lot of things yet.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. A lot of us should also be careful with the things. That's why I'm using a lot of may and may not, because you never know. At the end of the day, for instance, what if today or tomorrow or just before the election, Kwankwaso announces that he's supporting another candidate?
Yeah, he has collapsed his support for another.
What happens?
Yeah.
Do you understand? So we have to also be very, very mindful and be careful, because this election, as we know it, may not go the way we think it will go.
That's why it's predictions.
Yes. So, but what I'm predicting is Kwankwaso would take a large chunk of Kano, Kaduna, Jigawa, Bauchi. He would take a large chunk of votes from those regions. Nasarawa. He will take a large chunk of votes in those. And what that means is those are APC strongholds.
Right.
Because of Buhari.
So it's going to put a dent in the APC.
Yes, so it will put a dent both on APC, PDP, and
now be favorable to the LP.
That's what that's the dynamic. So it's going to be, there's a lot of here and there that's going to happen in this election.
Interesting.
Yes.
Victor, do you think so?
I don't think so. Kano is a unique state too, and Kano is APC. Ganduje is doing a lot. Mind you, PDP has been trying.
We forget to mention
that. Yes, and PDP. Yes, I understand Kwankwaso. I understand their red. When they wear the red thing, the stadium is being lifted up is so sweet, okay? But see, down to the politics. I think he has expired, though, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So I don't see Kwankwaso pulling out much effect in the politics of today. I see him as expired. I'm sorry to his fans, okay? Kano is an APC state, okay? They have tried their way. I mean, the PDP. I still see him as, yes, NNPP. He just opened NNPP. Well, I'm saying open like that's like saying that shop. So, but it was just about last year now, early last year that NNPP came up, okay? So I don't see them doing anything much. Do you know, why it will even be very tough for Peterobi is even selling the mama papa pikin thing. Because all these guys know that there is broom, there is umbrella. Yeah. So how will he even sell NNPP on the ballot paper? That's so much for him to do. So I don't see him getting 5% of that vote.
Kwankwaso.
I think Kwankwaso, yes. Well, that's my own opinion. Yeah, my own opinion because he just came out also from PDP. Okay. Yeah, and Kano is APC. Yeah. He came out from PDP. Atiku is still PDP. Oh, come on. It will not be easy, man.
The time frame to change all of that or to make it work is really short. Well, that's your prediction. Okay, let's go into our next candidate and let's look at that of Atiku Abubakar. All right, his stronghold, the predictions for Atiku Abubakar. Do you see him winning?
Oh, he's failing now. He's failing now.
Why did you say that? Why do you feel he's
because already he brought the APC to us. Atiku brought the APC, left the APC, and now went to PDP. So for me, I think they are all talking. They are the same manifesto. All those things that they will just pass by, bring a professor to rewrite this one. Do it like this, or do it like so. But down to the politics itself, River State is tough for him. Abia State, let me just even be mentioning around the corner here. Abia State, how will he do it when you have a Peterobi in Abia State? Edo State, yes, I think they might just go second in Edo State. Okay, but I see Edo becoming a Labour Party state. Okay, but yes, like we mentioned, the North is his stronghold. No two ways about that. But will he be able to have those numbers? Remember what happened during the last election? He got 10 million against Buhari's 15 million. And mind you, even the first 4 years of Buhari, we have started seeing that this man, no way, nothing will come out. Yeah. But still, Buhari was able to get 15 million. Then meaning that, yeah, some person will be like, okay, let's change. But at the end of the day, so if he did not make it then, now that you now have a splitted party, you have Labour came out from you, you have the G5 coming out of you, man. You have
NNPP coming out of you.
NNPP coming out.
So he's not winning by your prediction, Victor.
And lastly, like we say, Nigeria is a religious and tribalistic nation. You cannot have the North do 8 years, another Northern wants to do another 8 years or more. The South will not agree to that.
Interesting. So Atiku is not winning for you. Is he winning for you, Bright?
Atiku Abubakar. No, he will not. I don't think he will. He will do well. He will do well in the North, but I don't think he ultimately I don't think he will. Because truth is, PDP most times their strength was majorly in the South. South, Southwest, Southeast. That's where their strength. Do you understand? They didn't usually do a lot, maybe not Central. Do you understand? But I don't see them winning. Because right now, those locations I called are already as good as gone. If at all they will get, maybe they will get maybe 40% or 30%, and that's not good enough if they want to win. So and again, based on what he said, as regards having the Northerners do 8 years and another 8 years, that might be a struggle. That might be a far cry, a long reach for them. Plus, the kind of vice that he has doesn't have enough clout to command anything. And that's the truth. Because even Delta State people are not even willing to vote for PDP. So how does he want to influence the South?
All right, I'm just asking you a straight question too. Do you see Atiku winning? Yes or no?
No.
He's not winning.
But.
But you never know.
But like I'm.
There's a huge chance. There's a huge chance that he could win.
Yes, but it's just that I also agree with Victor. he has the biggest hit right now on his ambition. Your party is split several ways.
And he calls himself the unifier, though.
Contradiction.
Yeah.
Your party is split several ways. And now even the man that is your running mate has some clout, but not enough clout to deliver South to you. What would have worked for him is working against him. Wike, that is very popular down here, and he's a force, whether we like it or not. He's a force. He's a movement on his own. So he has a lot working against him, and then this one is divided off of him. And the LP movement, we cannot ignore it. It's massive. It's dividing huge chunks from all the parties here. So
sorry,
it's very dicey for him.
Sorry, I forgot to mention something as regards Peterobi. Let's not forget that the ADC had collapsed their structure into LP 2 days ago.
Okay, but that can't so much.
But mind you, the ADC is a factional ADC by Kachuku, not the full ADC. No, go and check. No. Not the full ADC.
So the ADC recognized by INEC, because there was an interview done by Doherty, the ADC candidate for governorship election in Lagos 2 days ago, and he confirmed that yes, the ADC faction, the ADC are in two factions, but the ADC that's recognized by INEC, all right, has collapsed their party structure into LP.
Okay.
And ADC is a grassroots party. Yes.
Okay, let me now tell you. ADC.
Yes.
Who is their presidential candidate? Even the one that moved in now. Is it not Kachuku? Yes. Who is Kachuku in the politics of today?
What weight does he carry?
He is Kachuku because
he's a newcomer in the city.
Anyway, so no, for me the number does not count. If you are talking about which party will I mention now? Which party is remaining in this country again? No,
but for me, like
SDP.
Yes, if you are mentioning SDP, good.
And like Paraventure, we were also
getting information.
Paraventure, there seems to be a collapse of this man's party, NNPP or whatever it's called, into that. It will cause a major change in the dynamics of things between the
but that has been ADC, a lot of people have thought that would be the thing that will happen at the end of the day, but it never happened.
But it
could even go either way. This guy could go here or here. I mean, we can't say for sure.
All right, let's take our last prediction for the day. And he could choose to still
be on his own at the end of the day.
Let's take our last prediction. And that will be that of Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressives Congress. The Jagaban of Africa. The man with too much force. Do you see him winning?
Yeah, I see him winning. I see him winning. For him to have clinched the ticket of the APC primaries, that it was like, I think it was so, okay, I should not use that word. But now, for him to defeat Yemi, yes, they will say Yemi is his younger colleague or whatever, or his boy. For him to defeat Lawal, the Senate president. And mind you, days to the primaries, Adamu, the APC chairman, had already sent a signal that Adamu is the preferred candidate.
Yes.
Lawan.
Lawan is the preferred candidate. But what then happened? Before then, I think some weeks before, he now went to that Ogun State, where he now cried at Emilio Kong.
Right.
And everywhere just tumbled.
Things move.
So he's the Jagaban.
He is.
The Jagaban that, for my own personal thoughts,
right,
for him to have his people bring that money to buy phones for some pastors that don't have 10 million in their accounts, just to make up the numbers. Then on the election day, they now stepped down.
Collapse it down.
They now stepped down. Gave him that gyration that he needed and he won.
Right.
Jagaban is Jagaban. So, the unfortunate thing that we are still in Nigeria.
Right.
In a Senate society, please, Jagaban will not be here.
True.
Okay, he will not be.
Yes,
but
he won't be.
This is Nigeria. This is Nigerian politics. So and I tip him number one.
Let's not also forget that he came out with his whole arsenal to win this election. Oh yeah, he said it at some point that this is his lifetime ambition. At some point, he jettisoned it for people like Buhari to run and won. And at this time, it is his turn, which brought the slogan Emilokan, it is my turn. Yeah. And for him to come out at this point in time, he's not ready to lose. I mean, look at the move. He practically went around this country, all 36 states by himself, despite the health challenges that we see every day.
Despite the president himself not having one.
Oh, that didn't deter him. That didn't deter him. That didn't deter him. It was said in many climes that, the presidency is not in support of him. The body language of the president doesn't show that he's in support of Tinubu. And, of course, the monetary change policy that came up was said to have been directed towards Tinubu. A lot of things. But the man is still...
He's a force.
He's up there. He's not slowing down. No day, no time. I mean, the last rally held in Lagos was mad, if I would say it that way. Let's try to have an opposition to what we are saying.
Well, I said something earlier.
Yeah.
If the voter turnout is high, Tinubu might struggle.
Yeah, okay.
All right. However, if voter turnout is maybe mid or low, then unfortunately he might win. I'm saying unfortunately because he's not my preferred candidate.
Yeah.
Do you understand? However, whoever wins, at the end of the day, we don't have a choice. We have to support him. We have to,
hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
And then we'll wait for another 4 years to decide whether we'll keep the person or not.
Yeah. But then again, for everybody that's voting, we just have to ask ourselves, do you still want to give APC another 8 years? Because when you think about this 8 years, just imagine your age 8 years from now. That should just tell you a lot. If you have a kid, imagine what class your kid will be 8 years from now. Do you understand? So that should put things in perspective for you. Because we have a lot of people saying, I'm on the fence. I don't know I'm going to vote. I will not vote. I will vote APC because, voting APC is your choice and it's your right. You don't have, nobody's going to cajole you or say don't vote. But just think about what the same APC has done for you in this last 8 years.
Okay.
So far, no data in Nigeria.
So I'll just have your take because we all have the same point that he's going to win. But I just wanted to speak to Nigerians as to how they should make their choice come Saturday, 25th of February, 2023. Talk to Nigerians what you say.
I am afraid because a lot of us youth, Nigerians especially, who are enlightened and educated, are very much divided. I was thinking that the youth will be a force together, centered.
Have one voice. Just like during
This is where we are going to. But unfortunately, we are very divided. And my biggest reservation with the clamor I see, the gyration, the excitement I see about the youth and LP is based on a lot of excitement and gyration. And they will not come out physically to do the needful. That's my reservation. I've spoken with a few youth-centric people that are quite fully obedient, or fully obedient as they seem to say. And I know there's a lot going on in the country now, cash you can't get and all of that. And because of that, so there's hiking fuel price, transport, there's too much going on. Are you going to travel to your place to go and vote? I'm not sure. With the way that things are looking, even violence, I might just stay back. I've heard that from a couple of people.
Yeah. They're not ready to make the sacrifice.
Yes, also, I've heard the fact that, the way it's really looking, man, it's a bad country. People
They're giving up already.
Yes. So, there is a lot of clamor and gyration with the youth on social media and internationally and on the internet. And a few people are jabbering back just to vote. But my fear is it's only theory. That, like I've always said, it's only in English and writing and excitement. Let's go and match 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. When it comes down to the nitty-gritty of it,
what needs to be done.
For example, I said, I told you I was speaking with my mom the other day, and she said to me, and right now there's some unrest in River State as well already. I've already set my mind, I'm going to vote. My voting unit is quite a distance from my house. I've already earmarked it that's my workout morning. Let me do my workout. I'm gonna wear my sneakers and go there and vote. already have my candidate, right? So I'm speaking with my mom, and then my mom goes like, with the way things are going, there might just be some kind of drama. Please stay back home. It's not your one vote that will be. And I said no.
So I'd like you to round up.
Yes, I'll just quickly round up. And I said no. For me, it's beyond passion now and sentiments. I want to be able to say I put my 1 naira on this thing.
True.
So that's what I'm saying to Nigerians out there. It's not about, does my vote count? Is my vote not going to count? Oh, some other people are not going out there to vote. Make sure you can sign it on your conscience. I've got to put my number in there. And when you're putting your number in there, make sure that your conscience is thinking beyond you. It's not just how it's going to affect me now personally. I hope we can think in such a way, because most of the time Nigerians are inherently selfish. So that's my thought.
Okay,
think beyond you and vote right.
All right. So one last thing, please. One last thing. And if you are struggling to look for a reason to vote, all right, I'll just say a few things. The last 8 years has done. Think about ASU strike. If you're a student.
For almost a year.
Yes, almost over 10 months. Think about ASU strike. Think about Owo massacre. Nobody has been brought to book till now. Think about Owo massacre. Think about the jailbreak in Abuja. You know, a lot of things we can just think that, oh, it's not normal. It doesn't happen in normal countries.
It shouldn't be the order of the day.
Think about it. Think about how much you used to buy rice before.
Now it's almost 50,000.
Think about it. You're in a country, you're buying your own currency. Think. You are buying your own currency, Naira. What does that tell you?
Fuel hike?
You have the fuel queues everywhere. You're buying fuel for 400 Naira per liter?
500, 400.
And think about it. If there's a reason why you should not come out to vote, these are the reasons. Just think about
insecurity has multiple.
The kidnappings.
Ooh.
Or is it the one that happened at that train, the train kidnapping?
I don't train and
you know,
and the number of months it took them to rescue these people.
Is it or is it the videos of the flogging when they were showing the kidnappers flogging the people that
very pathetic?
Or is it the herdsmen crisis in southern Kaduna? Or is it the killing of shites? Or is it NSAS?
Yeah. So we agree that the number of reasons for you to come out and vote are endless. Because at this time, Nigeria is in a very critical state. And if we get it wrongly, I'm afraid we're still going to be in the same position for a very long time. And just like Bright rightly said, think about 8 years of being in the same place. That will be highly frustrating.
Can we hit it bullseye? Can we hit it bullseye? I don't understand why anybody will want to bring this party APC back.
Thank you.
Oh, well.
I don't understand it.
Oh, yeah. We don't understand it, and it doesn't take just by saying your vote must make it happen. If you don't come out to vote, then whatever the outcome is,
right now,
you have to take it.
Bullseye said, any sane Nigeria, any intelligent Nigerian and sane Nigeria should be thinking either about Labour Party, which should be your number one tier vote, or
NNPP.
Or if push comes to shove, Atiku. I'm not for Kwankwaso, especially because of that pension scam. No, it tells me too much about you. Too much.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Victor, you wanted to add before we go? Okay. Just quickly, though.
Okay, let's also not forget that they came with a whole lot of promises. APC came with a whole lot of promises. But I also need to give them some kudos some places.
Like what?
Like building the Niger Bridge. Okay, I know people. No. See, I can be so factual too. I'm sorry. Maybe I just disappointed you guys.
No, but it's not
building the Niger Bridge.
Is that a
we had Goodluck Jonathan to build that bridge. They were just
disappointment. Disappointment from South. My goodness.
Then we have more rail lines now.
Right, functional. I give that to them. Functional.
Well, aside that, APC has failed.
Thank you.
APC has failed for the fact that they opened their mouth to say that 1 naira will become $1. What is happening right now?
800.
They have failed for the fact that they told us our refineries will be fixed. Nothing has happened. Now they are waiting for Dangote. They are waiting for Dangote to be functional before anything happens. They don't know that subsidy was a scam. What is happening?
They lived by it, and yet we paid fuel price double what it was before they came into
Nigeria have never had this level of oil theft in the history of Nigeria.
All up to Peterobi came up to say, that before that could happen, people in office, people in government knows about it. And then, of course, we know what happened next.
I'm sorry, Victor. Please, just to tap in a little, because this one busts my head. The reason, number one reason, we put the APC party back in and we put Buhari back in was because he came on the premise of, I'm going to fight corruption to a standstill. Well, look at what has happened.
All right, well, let's call it a day.
Lastly, we have 20 million Nigerian children out of school. I rest my case.
All right, I understand and I feel Victor's anger towards, the APC government, because we've had this government for 8 years, and what have we gotten out of it? But that is for you to decide whether you want to let them stay on for another 8 years. That's a lot. Like rightly said, it just kept resonating in my head. 8 years on top of your age, you counted very well.
That's all you need to do. Just
count it very well. Do you want to suffer for another 8 years? So it's in your hand. Please come out on the 25th of February 2023 and cast your vote. That's the only way your voice can be heard. All these excuses about, the place is too far, I don't have money. Just count that. Just know, quite all right, that excuse will lead up to 8 years of suffering. It could be worse than what you've already experienced. So please come out and decide. Cast your vote. Your one vote is what amounts to the millions of votes that leads up to the winner of that election. So you must come out and vote. And that's what we are urging every responsible Nigerian to come out and do on that date. On that note, we draw the curtains here. I want to thank you, Bright, Natasha, and Victor for making it to the show.
Thank you, William.
Until next time, we'll come your way again. This has been Know Your Candidate on Thav TV. See you some other time.